Hey guys, what's up and welcome to my channel. First off, I want to say it's finally October. I'm so excited. So happy spooky season, happy October. And in today's video, we are just going to do a really chilled back Halloween inspired makeup look. I will be using the Hank and Henry Poison palette right here. I thought this would be a perfect palette to get the spooky season going. So if you guys want to see what type of look I create, listen to a fun story all about St. Augustine Lighthouse and all the ghost stories that accompany it, well then definitely keep on watching. I hope you guys are really liking my new Halloween setup. Now guys, after the 31st, I will go back to my fall setup and then it's Christmas time, but I'm really living for this fall vibe. Now, in yesterday's video, even though yesterday was October 1st, you guys will see that I had a different setup. I had pre-filmed that video, so now we get to have my Halloween decorations up, and I really am like living for this, especially like this side right here is like my freaking favorite. But for today's video, I just want to sit back and tell you guys some amazing ghost stories from one of my favorite places in St. Augustine, and it is the Lighthouse. So I'm also going to attempt to try to do some like spider web design in my eye. Can't say it's gonna turn out well, and if it doesn't, that's okay, but I just want to have fun and start the spooky season right. Before I get into today's video, I want to tell you guys, as of right now, the entire silver edition of Bring on the Bling collection from Bling Brushes is available to order. I'm so excited. So one of my favorite brushes, actually my favorite brush, is the F3 from the silver edition right here. The entire set is available to pre-order. They also have the entire 24-piece set available where you guys can get the whole silver and rose gold mixed together, whole 24-piece set available as of right now, and they still have a few rose gold brushes left. Now, I do want to let you guys know, a lot of you guys have said that you guys want to get this for Christmas or save up for Christmas. Guys, this is the last relaunch until 2021. So as soon as these brushes sell out, they're not going to relaunch these brushes until next year. So if you guys are planning to get these as a birthday gift, Christmas gift, I highly suggest going out and getting it right now. They do have Afterpay, so if you spend over $35, you do qualify for Afterpay. And I believe you get free shipping over 55 plus, and if you're international, I believe it's free shipping for 75 plus. I do have a code. It's code Allie, which will save you guys 10% off your purchase. But I want to make sure to let you guys know, because I saw a lot of you guys saying you guys wanted to get this for Christmas. Now's your chance to do so, because once they're gone until next year. So definitely go out and get them. I'll have the link down below. They are officially live as of right now. So with that said, let's jump into the video. I'm so excited. I'm really nervous to try doing like a Halloween spidery look. Like I really want to try to go out of my comfort zone and create like a spider web on my eye. I don't know if I can achieve it, and I'm sorry if it doesn't turn out right, and I may or may not film that portion. If I do film it, I definitely won't be talking because I just want to really focus, but I'll put it like down here for you guys. So enough rambling on, let's get started. Okay, so first things first, I need to prep my eye. I am going to go in with my E4 brush from Bling Brushes. I'm just going to go ahead and conceal my eye today. I'm not using my P. Louise base. I'm just going to be using my Revolution base right here. But I'm so excited to tell you guys all about one of my favorite places ever, and that is St. Augustine. So if you guys don't know, I love St. Augustine. I go there all the time. I go there multiple times a year. I went there last year for my 30th birthday, which Corey and I actually have a vlog on that, which I'll link down below for you guys to check out. But we went for my 30th birthday, and what a lot of you guys don't know is I actually got engaged in St. Augustine, which I'll tell you guys that story in just a minute. But so a lot of you guys don't know, St. Augustine is actually one of the oldest cities here in the United States. It actually predates Jamestown, Plymouth Rock, Roanoke. It's been around since 1565, since Pedro Mendez de Avilas established it. And I could be saying his name wrong, and I do apologize if I'm butchering it. But he established it in 1565, and it's actually still one of the oldest inhabited cities in the United States. Like, I know a lot of those places like Roanoke and Jamestown are not as inhabited as St. Augustine is. Still around, still inhabited. It's actually really cool. One of the like founding spots for St. Augustine was the Lighthouse, and that lighthouse has survived numerous battles. I mean, like numerous battles. It went like, I think they went through like 3 or 4 different wars, but they finally did succumb to New England about 1700s. They succumbed to England, and in 1763 one of the first ships that came to the new land, like the newly established territory, was the HMS Industry, and right in front of the old original lighthouse, it did sink. So I feel like that's where these ghost stories start to come up. I'm gonna go into this shade right here, the Poison Ivy shade right here. I'm gonna use some black shades today, some dark deep shades. I gotta get my brush ready. I'm so into my story that like I'm completely forgetting to actually do a makeup look. So seeing as how St. Augustine is one of the oldest cities in the United States, you can definitely bet your ass that it's one of the most haunted as well. And I know there's like a lot of haunted locations, but for sure, this is definitely really, really haunted. One of the locations that all big investigators like to go to is the St. Augustine lighthouse, because the lighthouse, well, the original lighthouse has been around since 1586, but then it did actually erode and succumb to the ocean in about 1880. So during that time, they knew the lighthouse was actually starting to dissipate and was going to start to crumble and go away. So they're actually building another lighthouse about 500 yards further south than the original lighthouse. This is such a beautiful color, by the way. Like the new lighthouse that is still standing today, which I've actually visited several times, was completed on October 15th of 1874. And it was completed right before the other one was eroded. What's really cool about that lighthouse, and that light in particular, is that it did reach 24 nautical miles, and you can literally see that light for so long. You can, like, to this day, that light still shines. Now back then it was a yellow light. Now they have more of like an LED white light. I literally sit on the fort all the time and I can see this light just rotating all around. It's so much fun just to sit there. It's so cool. And like that, knowing that like that light has helped ships since the freaking 1800s. Like, how cool is that? Anyway, going into one of the stories, they have tons and tons of hauntings at this lighthouse. You can imagine there's been plenty of deaths, especially since it's been around for so long. So on the grounds of the lighthouse, they do have the keeper's house, or the lighthouse keeper's house. And now it's just a tourist area. You can go and tour inside of it. You can tour inside the lighthouse too. There's 219 steps up, by the way. And it's actually really incredibly hard to walk up those steps. Like, you have to walk and walk and walk, but they're so tightly fitted. And about halfway up, they have like a bucket that I believe is like, oh my God, ColourPop. I completely forgot about ColourPop. Okay, sorry. I had to go get that ColourPop collection, which I actually got, and I got a little extra for a surprise giveaway. Not really surprised, I'm telling you guys about it. Okay, so what I was trying to say was that the lighthouse has 219 steps up, and about halfway up the steps, they actually do have like a little bucket that's filled with like, I don't know, like heavy metal, heavy something, and I believe it's like 30 to 45 pounds. And the lighthouse keepers used to have to carry that filled with oil to go light the lights back in the day, and they'd have to do it with both arms, walking up 219 steps. And let me tell you, that is so freaking heavy. Even me and Corey were like, yo, I don't, like, Corey's like, I mean, Corey's pretty strong. He's like, I don't know if I could do that. And you would think 219 steps, that's not bad. Yo, let me freaking tell you how many times I've had to stop and go, little kids are running. I'm like, go around, because like there was just no way possible that I can just sit there and walk up those steps without just taking a breather, because they're so tightly spun and they're just like so steep. Oh my God, that that's pretty heavy to walk up. But what I was trying to say is that on the lighthouse, one of the notorious haunted locations is actually at the keeper's house, which is probably about like 20 feet away from the lighthouse itself, and that's where the lighthouse keeper used to live. And in the basement, this is where they say that they see this apparition of a ghost, or like a man in an all blue suit, and they're saying the ghost of Peter Ray Munson. I could be saying his name wrong. I do apologize if I am, but he was the keeper between 1901 and 1924. And it said he actually hanged himself in the basement, and he's also one of the longest keepers ever. Like, no one's ever been at that lighthouse for that long. He's one of the longest keepers. But apparently he was a smoker. He was a really crabby man and really, really hated tourists. There's this chair that they have down there that you can actually sit in, and they're saying that that's like where you can like feel the presence of him. And I actually sat in that chair, and I didn't really feel anything at the time, but it definitely has a really creepy vibe, because they do have like a lot of like artifacts that are showing like old nautical stuff and whatnot. But I sat in that basement because you can go on a tour. The tour is like the Dark Sisters of the Moon tour that only happens every Saturday. You can tour the lighthouse at night, and they do give you like a little EMF reader. It's actually really cool. And you can just sit there and walk up the steps, go down the basement. You can really, really explore the lighthouse, which I think is freaking amazing. Dark Sisters tour. Anyway, it's actually a really fun tour, and I've done it several times. They give you a little EMF reader, they give you a little glow stick, and they tell you just to walk up the steps. But they also really advise no flash photography, because when you are walking up those steps, trust me, it is pitch black. All you see is like little glow sticks from everybody. And there's also a bathroom located in the keeper's house. And when I was there, I actually felt like a presence, and I felt somebody in that bathroom with me. Now they're saying that it was Peter because apparently he also hated women. Don't ask why. But my little EMF reader was going off like crazy, and I was the only one in there. And I was like, this is so freaking cool. I was like trying to call Corey, like, hey, can you come in the women's bathroom? He's like, I don't think that's a good idea. But oh my God, touring it at night, if you guys ever get a chance to go to St. Augustine, I highly suggest touring it at night because it is such a cool experience. But anyway, so they're saying the staff thinks that he is one of the ghosts that haunts the basement. People like to sit there. People say that they see like a full apparition of him. Tourists say they get like picked on or like poked at or like touched. They just feel like a really like a not welcoming presence that's there. One of the other stories that they tell you guys about is about these 3 little girls that happened to pass away on property. So between 1871 and 1874, they were doing huge construction on the lighthouse. The person who oversaw all the construction was a man named Hezekiah Petty. I could be saying, again, his name wrong. I do apologize. People had some really weird ass names back then, for sure. But he had 4 little girls, and they loved the construction site. Like, that was their home. They were always playing around like a huge playground. On July 10th of 1873, the 3 daughters and an unidentified girl, which they believe is actually a daughter of one of the workers there, decided to play on like a little supply cart. And the supply cart used to run from up on the lighthouse all the way down to the ocean shore. Like, you can still see that bridge and pathway to this day if you're there. They like literally point that out. Well, on that day on the supply cart, their cart ran down a little hill like they always do all the time, and this time usually a gate was there that would catch them and like stop them from going into the ocean. Well, unfortunately, that day the gate crashed and toppled over, so the supply cart actually went into the ocean and flipped over and trapped all 4 girls into the water. Petty's children escaped and survived, but the other 2 unfortunately drowned along with the unidentified girl. Now, there was a worker on site at the time who saw what was happening and tried really, really hard to rescue the girls, but they just didn't make it in time. And it's actually a really, really sad story when you hear about it. But they are notorious for going around and messing with people. So staff has said that they like to lock the doors, like constantly lock, unlock. You can hear giggling. They have seen like dirty footprints in the hallways of the lightkeeper's house when there's no kids that day on property. Like, they've seen like little kids marks. And one of the biggest things is right across the lighthouse. I'm gonna go into the shade Toxic right here. Right across from the lighthouse, there's actually a playground. And it's said that on that playground, you can see the little girls playing on the swing set all the time. Like, or they'll see the swings moving by themselves. So part of the tour, they take you over to that playground to play around with the swing set, see if you feel any presence. And I actually sat in that swing set and I tried to like swing and see if I felt anything. I didn't feel anything when I was there. But it just had like a really like, had different vibe. It was really chilly that night, and they said the girls love playing on that playground. And if you have a kid of your own, there's a lot of times where they say that you can see that kid, like your child, playing with somebody, and they're always like, oh, they always, like, little kids there always say they see like these little girls there. So they're notorious for hanging out at the lighthouse, and they're saying that their ghosts never passed on, and they're always just there. They're not mean. They just like to play around and be kids. And I guess you can hear them always playing like hide and seek. You can hear like counting numbers and whatnot. And it's just so freaking trippy. It's so freaking trippy. This is a really gorgeous green, by the way. The staff there says that one of the notorious, like, most haunted places on property is actually the parlor. Now, staff believe that it is the presence of William Hearn, who was an OG. Like, he was the original lighthouse keeper for the original lighthouse, not the one that was built right afterwards. He was the original lighthouse keeper, and he actually contracted malaria and tuberculosis in the Civil War. and he was one of the first he was one of the first lighthouse keepers to die on property. So they're saying that inside the parlor you can hear coughing all the time. And there's been plenty of paranormal investigations on the lighthouse, and a lot of people report that they hear coughing, just random coughing all the time. One of the spots that people are constantly saying that they see ghosts is actually on top of the lighthouse. Staff believe that it is the keeper, Joseph Andrew. I think I could be saying this wrong, but he was one of the original lighthouse keepers for that new established lighthouse. And in December of 1856, he was up there cleaning the lighthouse, washing it, when he actually fell to his death, 165 feet to his death. Now, what's actually really crazy is that the obituary in the newspaper at that time actually went into graphic detail about how he fell. So on the newspaper article, which you can actually look up, they're saying that when he fell, 30 feet below where he fell is the oil canister, or like the oil room, that he hit that, glanced off, fell into a stone building that surrounded the lighthouse, and then fell to the stone pavement down below. And he actually, like, they explained it in full detail in the obituary, which is crazy. Like, they used to do that back then. But unfortunately, he did fall to his death. And then his wife actually took over the lighthouse, Maria Andrew, and she was one of the first women ever to run a lighthouse, and she was one of the first Hispanic American women to control a federal shore installation, which is actually really cool. And it is said that she had run that lighthouse until her death, and so they're saying that you can still see her and Joseph on top of the lighthouse all the time. Like, people report seeing a full apparition of a woman dressed in all white with black flowing hair, and they believe that it's Maria's ghost still doing her job and her duty. I'm gonna go into number 9 shade right here, by the way. So there's actually a door leading up to the stairs up into the lighthouse at the very top, and you can't get into there. You can't get into that door without activating the alarm. And numerous times there's been reports of that latch and the lock on the door has been completely undone with no alarm tripping at whatsoever. And they have talked, like the people who work at the lighthouse have talked to the alarm company, and they don't understand how the alarm's not being tripped and how the door is opening. So people, like I said, believe that it is Maria and Joseph still doing their duty. Now, what's actually really cool about the top of the lighthouse is that Corey actually proposed to me on top of the lighthouse. He knows how much I love St. Augustine, and it's always been my dream to get engaged in St. Augustine. And he took me up to the top of the lighthouse, and he actually got down on one knee and proposed to me on top of the lighthouse. Now, we have done numerous tours at that lighthouse, done numerous ghost tours at the lighthouse in particular, so I knew all about the stories, but I'm so in love with paranormal activity. I'm so in love with paranormal stuff and ghost stories that, like, I thought it was so cool that he got down on one knee and proposed to me on top of the lighthouse. But what was really funny is that he didn't actually want to give me my ring. He just kept it in the box because he was scared that it would get dropped and fall down 165 feet and we would just lose it, because down below you could see like the ocean and everything that way, but down below it's just nothing but woods and forest surrounding you. So if you did lose the ring, like, you lost the ring. But that lighthouse has so many good memories for me. It has so many like crazy things that have happened there. And like I said, it's one of the most visited places in St. Augustine for paranormal ghost, like people who like to go experience that and go investigate. It's one of the top places to go investigate in St. Augustine because of all the notorious sightings, all the notorious things that happened. And there's so many different footages of people capturing people coughing in there. There's apparitions that are caught on camera there. There's just so many things that happen at that lighthouse, and it's been such a joy visiting it. And I highly recommend, if you guys ever get a chance to go to St. Augustine, you guys have to check out that lighthouse. It's definitely worth your visit. It's worth your time to go see it. And if you guys can go on a weekend, particularly on Saturday, and stay for the after dark tour, I highly recommend it. It is completely worth it. It is such a trip being on those stairs in the complete darkness and not knowing like where you're going and being told you cannot use flash. Trust me, that is like a moment you're like, okay. And there's people who do. I mean, there's only people who use flash. And when they do use flash, you're like, I don't know where I'm going. I just love how historic St. Augustine is. It is so nice. They do a lot of stuff for Halloween. They do like a Ripley's ghost tour, and they do the Gravels and ghost tours. And whenever they're driving along the road, they're always screaming, "Unbeliever!" And they also do like night of light at St. Augustine, where during Christmas time, they light up the whole like area with Christmas lights. It's actually really pretty. I'm really liking how this is turning out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the rest of the look off camera. Like I said, I'm going to come back. I'm going to try to have like a spider winged out right here. Not to like a wing liner, but like do some spider with maybe a line and like put on a fake spider. But I'm going to film it, but I probably just won't talk during it just because I need to really focus. So guys, I will be right on back. Now that I have that down, surprisingly, I don't hate it. I'm gonna take a little bit of my highlight just so I can kind of like highlight right here. Just kind of like highlight just that right there. So for the spider, I actually have like a little ring spider. I'm gonna just glue him coming down like right here. I'm gonna glue that to my face. So I'm going back into number 9 right here, which is a flat shader brush. I'm going in right here and I'm just lining my underwater line while my spider is drying down, kind of connecting the two. And then I'm gonna go in with like just little fluffer brush. We're going to smoke that out just a little bit. We're gonna do him bottom down because he's crawling down my face, or she, whatever you guys want to call it. We're gonna stick that like so. Okay, cool. So now I'm gonna throw on lashes and finish this side of the face, and then I'll come back and I'll do the lips with you guys. So I will be right back. This is exciting. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now that the majority of my face is done, I did go in with my Mile High Club to do my water. I did go in with my Wonder Beauty Mile High Club mascara from underneath my eyes, and then I went in with the Urban Decay Perversion for eyeliner today. And then for lashes, I actually wore my Kinder lashes right here. These are in the style Me Time right here. They're very like really super dramatic, very heavily lifted, be perfect for this type of look. So I do want to do an inner corner highlight. So I'm actually going to use the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Extreme Frost in the shade Sour Ice, because it does have like this beautiful like green glow to it, which would be perfect for this eye look. So I'm going to take this little brush right here. I wonder my favorite. So I'm gonna take this little brush right here. This is from Morphe. This is just a small little brush. We're gonna dip it into the Extreme Frost today. And we're gonna have to push that into the inner corner. Like so. Ooh, I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, now that that has laid down, there's a little bit of fallout, but that's okay. We're gonna go into the Lunar Beauty Wicked Black Gloss right here, and then we're gonna top it off with like a green liquid lip. So let me go ahead and get this lined up. Okay, so now that the lips are dried down, I'm going to take a little bit of my Jeffree Star Cosmetics Venus Flytrap and put that in the center of the lips. Perfect. So all right, guys, and this is the final look. I'm actually really impressed with how it came out. I wasn't entirely sure what this would look like, how this came out. I just had like a vision last night as I was laying in bed and we were talking about St. Augustine, and I was just like, I really want to do like a spider coming down my face with like a black green lip with like a green eye. I just feel like it just looks really, really glamorous and sexy. Like I really do. And I just feel like if you were to put this on with any like sort of like green black outfit, you could really make this a really beautiful Halloween look. This was so easy to do. I do know that the Hank and Henry palette right now is currently sold out. I believe retails for $23. This is actually my first time using this palette ever. Mikey actually sent this my way. So Mikey, thank you so much. This is perfect for Halloween. I think it's a really great palette, really beautiful. I used only these 3 colors right here. I know there's some purples, a little bit of like a neon yellow with a white, but I really love the aesthetics of this palette. Definitely it's perfect in time for Halloween. I think it's great. So hopefully this comes back in sale. If it does, you guys should go pick it up. Also, make sure you guys go check out Bling Brushes if you guys want to get your hands on the silver set or the 24-piece set or any rose gold pieces left. I really, really suggest that you guys do, because once they're gone until next year. But hopefully you guys like this spidery eye tutorial. I don't really know what to call this video. It was just me kind of sitting back doing a Halloween inspired makeup look for you guys, telling you guys one of my favorite ghost stories, my favorite places to go check out for just in general, because I love going over to St. Augustine's. Make sure you guys check them out as well. But yeah, I really do like this spidery eye look. I had this little spider. It's like one of those ring spiders. I just cut off some of the legs and I cut off like the ring portion. I just glued it on. This is my first time trying to do a spider web. I'm sure I didn't do it the best, and I know there's plenty of people out there who could do such amazing spider webs, but I'm still overall really satisfied with how this came out. If you guys were looking to do like a really quick Halloween look, this was so easy to do, something that anybody could replicate themselves. You may not have to have the exact same stuff I do, but literally doing just like a green eye black shadow look with like lines like this is just so easy, and it's really efficient and great in time for the Halloween. If you guys are trying to find any last minute Halloween ideas, I highly suggest trying this out. So hopefully you guys like this video. If you guys do, make sure you guys give it a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post every day, every other day, just depending. We have some spooktacular things coming up. Also, make sure you guys head on over to my other channel. It's R for Life. You guys can see my cool, wonderful adventures with amazing fiance Corey. And as always, guys, I just want to thank you guys for all your love and support. I'll see you guys in the very next video. Bye. Bling Brushes, was the Lighthouse. Now, and I've actually, why do I look orange? One of the shades, one of my me type. These are the style.